Welcome to the Shine. So we're trying a new. It's called Red Stream. We're trying a couple different options. I'm looking at. So make sure if you're getting on, I'm going to check my social media now to see if you can hear me. We're having troubles on this last time. So I'm going to see if I need to go back to just doing it. So we'll see if it's live. So make sure you put in there if you can hear me or not. Drop a 5 on if you've been on before. Drop a 1 if you've never been on. Share it out if it moves you. Would be absolutely amazing. Hope everybody's doing awesome today. And we'll give it a couple minutes, wait to see who is on. And if y'all can hear me, please let me know. Put a comment in there if you can hear it so I can get rolling here. How is your day going? Mine is absolutely amazing. Actually, I think I can do it here. Get rolling here. Oh, yeah. All right. I can hear it on there. So it sounds like we can hear you. So we'll see if we'll be able to see the chat. It's kind of different because it's not Facebook. So I'm not getting the who's joining. I see a couple people. There's hello, Christina. How we doing? Okay, so that one actually I've seen that, so that's awesome. So I'm going to get some of the chat. So put a 5 on if you've been on before. Put a 1 if you've never been on. Share it out of Muja. We're going to go. So welcome to the Shine. Every day-ish. We get together. We talk about our light. We talk about our shine. We talk about greatness. How it's in all of us, not just some of us. It's in you. It's in me. You got to get it. Okay. Good morning, Tina. You got to get it. It's in you. You have the shine. We all have the shine. Huge. Hello, Ashley. We got to get that, right? It's that shine, right? So first thing we start is gratitude. What's up, Lexi? Gratitude. I don't know if it looks different or not, but it's kind of interesting. I think I'm gonna be able to put the headphones on. We're gonna do some more podcasting and some different things. I think I can edit this. It's going on. I'm trying to figure out how to get on Instagram, so I can kind of do all the different platforms at once. So it's allegedly going to go on YouTube, but I'm not sure if it does or not. I'm fancy. What are you grateful for? What's your gratitude in? I'm grateful to get up, grateful for health, grateful for Shayna's health, for my family's health. Hello, Betsy. Grateful for your health, grateful for you all to be on. So put in there, what are you grateful for? Like I said, put a 5 in if you've been on before, drop a 1 if you've never been on, share it out if it moves you. Tag somebody. The biggest thing is, tag them. Maybe, we do, it's 10 minutes of just a little bit of talk here. So after our gratitude, we do our I ams. I am strong. I am amazing. I'm a magnet for good things in my life. Good morning, Jill. Good morning, Lori. What's up, Josh? What is your I am? Like, say that. I'm a bad man. I'm a tank. I could go. It's just that mindset of going through that. What's up, Nikki? What's your mindset, right? So tag people in here, okay? But do your IMs every day, 10 IMs, 20 IMs, whatever it is. Throughout the day, do your IMs, right? And how do we end them? How do we end our IMs? I love myself. I love myself. I love myself. You got to be your biggest fan always. Okay, so perceptions. There's so many different stories of perception, but here's a great one that I gotta get it on my notes here. A great one that I saw yesterday that, we were doing some leadership, and I don't know how it came into my mind. But it's perception of things, right? Let me just find it here. And it's a song by Kenny Rogers. Okay. And it's called The Greatest. I don't know if anybody heard that. And I'm telling you, if you haven't seen it, I think it's called, I don't know. Oh yes. Look at me. I might be able to put it in here. We'll see. Let me see how good I am here. 1 second. Let's just see how good this is. Oh, shoot. I didn't want to do that. Okay. I'm not so great right now. I am great. See, never say things out loud. What I think, it's tenfold when you say something negative about yourself. It's tenfold, okay, of what in reality. So never say, when you say it out loud, it's bad enough to think it, but to say it is even worse. So let's see here. All right, we're gonna see what this does. Did you guys see that message? We'll see if y'all got that. So that's called The Greatest, okay? Um, you must can't post it. Okay, so it's a great song, right? So wait, I got one more thing I'm gonna put in here because here's the lyrics. Because I really think the lyrics are good. Select, copy, select. Okay, let's see here. Okay. So this are the lyrics in there. Okay. So, it's basically, so it's a great song. If you haven't listened to it, listen to it. But it really, so it's talking about perception of things, right? It talks about a little boy, you know what I mean? That says he's the greatest player of all time. So he's got this positive thing in his head, right? And he's standing there and so think about this, a little boy and he's taking the ball and he's throwing it up and you know what I mean? And he takes a swing and and the whole world is watching and in his head, right? Imagine being that kid, right? Here's the thing, because when you're a kid, oh, you're welcome. I don't know. Yeah, it said a Facebook user, so I don't know who that is, but that's kind of interesting. Didn't give me the good morning, Lauren. But so here it is, you know what I mean? So he throws it up and he strikes out once and he strikes out two, then he strikes out three, right? So he has three strikes out, okay? And he's talking about how he's the greatest hitter of all time, like Babe Ruth. And imagine that kid, and then at the end of the thing, right? Because the ball goes up, the ball goes down at the end, okay? His mom calls him. He struck out three times, and his mom calls him. Little boy starts throwing his bat, and he says, "I'm the greatest. That is a fact. But even I didn't know I could pitch like that." So perception, right? And I said this is such a great personal development thing because it's all about perception. And think about a little kid's perception. We lose that. We lose that perception as we go on. We lose that perception, right, of what we are. It wasn't that he struck out three times. He was like, I'm the greatest pitcher ever to live. So imagine applying that into your life. It's just those little things in our life is looking at perception of things and how you perceive the world. Because the story that you tell yourself is the story that is true. You got to get that. Let me say it again. The perception, the stories that you're telling yourself in your head, okay, are true because you deem them to be true. And half the time, the stories are wrong. The stories are false. I'm telling you, probably 90% of the stories you tell yourself are false, right? So it's all about that perception. And perception in so many different ways. There's so much perception in this world that aren't even fact. That aren't even fact. So I challenge you today to look at the perception. Look how what you perceive the world is and what eyes you're looking at it, right? And I got a couple of stories that I can tell you about, the way you see the world and way, really start looking at it how a kid sees the world. Good morning, Tiffany. Look how a kid sees the world. I'm telling you right now, that's where we can learn. That's where we can learn because, a child, you think, and I just heard a story, think about that. A child, they have they are resilient, right? They have they don't take no for an answer. They just keep on going, keep on going, keep on going, right? How many times a kid wants something? I mean, they're relentless on you. We lose that through society, through perception of ourselves, through what we think is right, what we think is wrong. So much is taught to our kids through perception. They perceive that they're not good enough anymore. They perceive that, they're a bad hitter because they struck out three times. You know what I mean? You start thinking that, it's crazy, like what youth can do. And then as we start to go through this world and the perceptions that we see and the stories we tell and we get older, and a lot of times it's just not healthy. It's not true. So no longer is it true. Think about that. I'm telling you, there's stuff you believe right now that probably never happened because the story that you told yourself over time and change. You ever hear the telephone thing? You know what I mean? The telephone, you tell somebody who tells somebody something in the room and they whisper the whisper game and it gets, by the time it gets to the end, it's not even half of what it was because of people's perception of what they hear. So imagine that's you. So really start looking at things and questioning things, question your beliefs, question the things that you believe. Another great story is this. There's a girl was a lady was making a lamb roast or something, okay, and the husband asked the wife, why do you cut the end off? It's like, I don't know, I watched my mom do it. So he goes, let's call your mom and find out why you cut the end of the lamb roast off. So calls the mom. The mom says, I don't know. I watched my mom do it. So they get into three with it. So now it's like they're all interested in it, right? They get into a three-way call. So let's call grandma. So they call grandma up and they're like, Grandma, why do you cut the end of the roast off? And she goes, well, when I had my first oven, that was the only way it could fit in is I cut it off. So these two generations were telling a story because of what the perception that they seen, you know what I mean? And we're cutting the end of our lamb roast off because it couldn't fit in the oven from 2 generations ago, think about that. Start questioning some of your beliefs, where they come from, and not in a negative way, but where they come from. Are they valid? Especially ones that aren't empowering you, beliefs that don't empower you. So beliefs, like I'm not good enough, I'm not smart enough, I'm not pretty enough, I don't have enough talent, I don't have this, blah, blah, blah. The negative thoughts. Question those. Where'd they come from? And maybe some are valid and some are valid. Maybe you can change. If you can change it, let's work to change it. But some, I promise you, you don't know where they came from. You don't know where they came from. What's up, Danny? Thank you. So question that. That's my goal for you today is question some of your beliefs, some of the things that aren't empowering you, that don't lift you up, that make you feel bad, right? Question that. Where'd that come from? And try to figure it out, where that came from. Because after you figure it out, right, now we can start looking at it and say, is it true? Is it valid? And then we can go from there. All right, guys, I love it. So, hey, thank you for being on the shine with me. Absolutely love you guys. Love being back. It's fun. It's got me, energized. And really, I do this for me as much as I do it for you because it gets me to think also. If you have topics, send them to me. Send it up. You want to talk about something? We're going to, Shayna and I are going to be doing some podcasts here. We got one coming up. Actually, our first one, we're probably going to be with a guy his name's Jacob Hacker. He was on, anybody watch The Mole? He was on The Mole's kid. Great guy from the Tiffin area and friend of ours. And we're going to have him on for our first one of just more of a podcast. I'm actually going to have him on to shine. And then we'll probably move it into a podcast type of thing. So it'll be a little longer than the 13. I don't know if we'll do the whole live or not. But we'll have a certain kind of a recording, just talking to him and his experience and what he did. And so it's a really cool show. But anyways, guys, thank you. Like I said, put those 5. We always did the task. I forget the task. We should do a hug. You know what I mean? You got to put a 7, you're going to get a hug. And I think it's a 7 we said. Yeah, or 3. Is that 3? 3 for a hug, I think. That's what it was. If anybody remembers that one. But get your hugs. I'm a firm believer in hugs. I'm a firm believer in we need human touch. It's good. Hug yourself. Get around. Be okay with hugging people. I'm telling you, it's good for your soul. It's good for your heart. It's good for your immune system. It's good for you. Is to get those hugs. All right. So please get a hug and give a hug today. All right. That's the goal. And also look at those things in your life, that are empowering you. And let's, those different perceptions and try to figure those out. Put some topics in. Remember this. The world needs your light to shine. I need your light to shine. And you definitely need your light to shine. Go out there. Have an awesome day. Love you guys. And see you tomorrow on The Shine. Love you. I got to figure out how to end it now. There it is. Okay. Have a great day.